Yeah, back at it, back at it, back at it, back at it again, back at it again, back at it again. I see what it is. Back at it again, back at it again. Normally, I don't talk about gear, but here's the thing I've been pre recording. This is the Mackie 91C. This is the EM91C Mackie. It's by Mackie. This is a large diagram condenser microphone, and I have the specs on it. I think I got it right here. I got the specs on this motherfucker, and it's been one of those things, those recordings that you see a lot. And normally I don't talk about gear as much, but since I got the Shure 48 and things like that, so it's not a little testing or anything, but this is like a review and my thoughts on it. I did some recordings on it. I did very good on it. It's getting a lot of love as usual, and I appreciate it. It's just what it is, and some people just gonna look at it, but they're gonna talk their little bullshit. But I know people hate gear talk all the time. But so I said, I think the duration sound levels, and they said proper use of the marker, and it's like, oh shit, and they give you these instructions. They actually give you a manual of this. And actually, hold on, let me see this. They actually give you the manual of that. It's by them. You get the box and everything. You get the shock mount, the cable. This is their cable. I'm using this with a dynamic mic, and the stand that's separate. I've always had the stand, but this one right here, the shock mount's universal and everything else. And yes, I'm using my own uh, interface. It can handle any interface. Tested with the Behringer, and I think it's a good thing that people talk about it. But let's get into specs. It's a large diaphragm condenser. So what we got here is you instructions, limited warranty. The warranty. Let's see what the warranty is. Limited warranty. Safe place, yeah, receipts and warranty service and all that. Tells you all that. I'll say, let's get to the nitty gritty part. The introduction is the Element Series EM91C diaphragm condenser microphone delivers immaculate sound reproduction worthy free reliability every time you hit the studio. And it says, whether looking to the warmth and brilliance on a vocal track or capturing the nuance of stringed instruments or adding a bit of room of ambience, this condenser delivers. But incredible sound, sleek looks, built like a tank, they say, construction. They always use that reference. And experience the EM91C condenser microphone is your next recording. It's done well on vocals, I'll say, from pre-records, like a little broadcast. Professional qualities that's affordable, voice for the stage, built for the road, price for your wallet. That's what they said. This costs like $59 and it's $60 total. I paid like $64 when I got it. I think I got this at B&H. I bought my own shit. And rugged construction, built like a tank, so you can rely on it for great recordings for years to come. Yep, it's built to last. Your need to go studio vocalists to instruments, voiceovers to ambience. This mic does it all. Great for home studios, content creation, live streaming, and more. Yeah. Cardioid polar pattern rejects peripheral noise to keep your performance crystal clear. Yeah, like I said, it includes the shock mount and the XLR cable. I got the XLR cable that goes with it, and also got the shock mount. So that's the whole thing. And like I said, man, the response graph, frequency response graph, like it goes to. I'll get the specs. Polar patterns unidirectional, but it's cardioid polar pattern, and it's the Element Black electric condenser microphone. It's electric, and the frequency response is 20 hertz to 18,000 kilohertz. You can see on the. Well, actually, hold on. You see on the graph, is 20 to 18,000 kilohertz. You see on the graph on the tail end, and it's one of those microphones. It's almost to 20,000 to 20,000 kilohertz, but it's 18,000 kilohertz because it can go to any interface. And I did my research on it. It's large condenser and things like that. So yeah, man, it is what it is what it ain't. So we know what time it is, and that's just how it is. And I think people just look at it for what it is and what it ain't. But it's a good condenser microphone. I've used it on various recordings, various things, and the pre-records. This is my pre-record mic. This is my main one, the 91C, and I love it so much because when I listened to the playback of it, I said, "Man, this is awesome. This is awesome," and I'm glad I picked it up. Sensitivity is negative dB plus 3 dB, 0 dB equals 1 V, P8, 100 kilohertz. 1,000 kilohertz. Okay. Impedance is 150. Output impedance. Max SPL is 134 dB. Equivalent noise level, 16 dBA. That's the self noise. That's the self noise level. So it's 16 dBA is pretty much standard for condenser microphones. Now, if you get the ones like Lewitt and all of them, that'd be like 7 and it's quiet and it's down lower in the noise floor. So phantom power supply, yes. Signal to noise ratio, 78 dB. The size is 6.1 to 1.9, 155 times 48 millimeters. That's the size and weight. And the weight is 0.46 pounds, 0.21 kilograms. That's the specification. And yeah, the microphone is what it is. And that's the specs on the 91C, the M91C Mackie. And they have the USB version. They have the USB, the USB, the USB version of this mic as well. And I think it's white on top, same shot mount, but it's USB. Because the USB mics are typical, they always had some noise and all that stuff, but you control it through your computer and your volume. So with that one, I thought about getting that, and I said to myself, nah, I didn't want that because you can't hear yourself on the headset and things like that. And, and it's built rugged construction like this one. Now, the other one costs, the USB version of this costs like $49. This costs $59. So you'll pay $54 on that one. And you want quality, this is $60 more than that one. So yeah, Mackie does have interfaces and things like that. And I'm the first one to tell you I use this pre-record mic. It's my first condenser XLR, and that's going to be my main one I'm using. Now, I am working on getting another one that's better. So, be on the lookout. So it is what it is. It's a nice microphone. It helps a lot. It gets the job done like normally. So you see what you see. But this right here, the 48, another one, dynamic condensers, because condensers don't block a lot of sound, picks up ambient noise and things like that, because it hears everything that the normal ears can't. Now, the 48, of course, I'm on it right now. I've been using it on several live streams. I listen to certain playbacks, and it's a darker microphone, legendary sound. And I believe it's 50 hertz to 14,000 kilohertz. I think it's 55. This is 55 hertz to 14,000 kilohertz. It's a cardioid pattern. It's dynamic, blocks a lot of sounds, and it's a Shure mic, and this will be built to last as well. So yeah, I went to this route, and this is the route I'm going with. Normally, I don't do it as much, and I think certain people look at these mics and they be like saying, "Oh my God, what's the price on this?" This cost me, I will say, about $49, but it cost me $54. I paid $54 for this, but the cost was $49. Okay, this is $54 in taxes down here, and I paid $54 for it, and then I got it, and next thing you know, boom, it's on my doorstep. And then I got the XLR cable to go with it. I bought the XLR from Best Buy. I got this one right here. Hold on, I'll show y'all this one right here. It's I think it's a Samsung. It's the Touareg or something like that. I got that from Best Buy, and that cost me like almost like 20 something bucks, about 27 bucks or something like that. But this one is what I use mainly. So, I got my cables in ordered. So, but that's the type of stuff that you deal with, and you deal with it all the time. So, yeah, man. And I'm just like, I'm out here and just getting the good news and things like that. So I know people are not going to just come straight away. And that's the thing about gear and stuff. And when you talk about it so much, it's just what it is, man. And I think people are just going to be mindful of that. And I know people are tired and say, hey, he did these recordings and things like that. That's just what it is. And some people just don't want to deal with that fact. But one thing for sure, I say like this. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. And sometimes, it's 11 minutes in, right? Well, like I said, I chose this route. And I'll show you what the box you do get it in. I'll show you to look for. But if you get a box like this, you get the shop mount. And that's what it looks like right here. And that's what you get on the box. This is my pre-record microphone. I get into it. I love it. It's good balance. And it's built like that. Yeah, I went from XLR condenser. I went from USB, right? Here's the mics I started with. I started with this Quadcast right here, USB, right? This served me well last year from August to December. That's my main mic I was using as a condenser. And then I have a dynamic mic as well. It's the Fifine. And you see the threading, the shock mount, and it's got the dial. I use this every Thursday. I still will use this every Thursday. Every Thursday, I'll be talking into this acting crazy. So I'll have this particular mic as my standard for Thursdays, streams, and all the time. I use these a lot on Thursdays. So Wednesdays, I would say Sunday through Wednesday, I use XLR. And then I use USB on Thursdays. I do that a lot. And I used to use this a lot. This was my very first mic, the Quadcast. And shouts out to Toya for getting this color. This will serve you very well. And just, and then you eventually need to go back to this. So yeah. And it's just what it is. Sometimes you just look at things and just be like, okay, we're here now. And, and I have 2 pre-recorded mics. I mean, I used to pre-record on the Red, the Quadcast as well. I used to stream panels and pre-record with that mic, but I stopped and then I went with the Fifine and stayed with that, and that was my standard. And I just moved around, and then I started buying more mics. Of course, I got the 2 handhelds I showed y'all, the Q2U and the Audio-Technica 2100X, and then also got the 9U. So with the switches, I got the 9U. The 9U is very quiet on this interface that I'm on. So I had to crank the gain up so loud, you know what I'm saying? And this is the Bumblebee 2. This is neat. This is the USB version of this. But they do have an XLR mic that I kind of want. It's the King Bee. That's the one that has a quiet noise floor. But this right here, I did on several pre-records, and I sound decent on this one. I like this one too. I just got to have a lot of quietness, you know what I'm saying, when I'm recording with this. I'll use this at nighttime. If I feel like, I'll use this at nighttime. If I want to do night streams and all that, I'll use this. But that's my condenser. But this one right here, this is for like in the mornings or whatever. And I put this up, clamp it on there. It's the universal shot mount. And the other one, and then the neat Bumblebee 2 has its own threading. Same with the Fifine. I use threadings on those from now on. I got away from They're universal shot mounts. The 5/8 thread. Same thing with the Quadcast. You can use a threading or it's universal as well. But I decided to use a Quadcast on this threading on here that comes with this particular stand. So yeah, a lot of times, when you go to this route, this is the stuff that I have, So yeah, I got the Shure 48. It's a legendary, and then they have a 58 is better. That's going to be eventually the content that you're going to see long term. So I'm not saying anything or anything worse beyond that. So that's the thing about that. And I don't really talk much about it long term. So, it's one of those streams that you can just look at in so many things. Like, yeah. But I'll show you what I have. But, but if Toy wants to come back, here you go. That's the one I showed y'all outside. I got that. Got the Q2U. So it is what it is. And like I said, that's all I got. So the tech stuff is here as always. So with that, I want to say peace and I'm out.